what sorts of things exactly should the Obama administration be doing right now when it comes to mountaintop removal?
Well, they should be shutting it down and looking at other ways to, if they want to harvest coal. And one of the things we should be doing is requiring that all the coal plants in this country switch to natural gas. We now have a huge abundance of natural gas in this country, and they have the capacity to easily convert those plants. Virtually all of them run next to gas lines. Virtually all of them have gas boilers and turbines that can easily be adopted literally within days. That's one of the things that we ought to be doing. Number two, we ought to be forcing them to comply with the laws and saying we have to reinstate the stream buffer rule that says you can't tear up the land within 100 feet of a stream. You can't dump waste into a stream. If you do tear down a mountain, you got to restore it. This is what the law says. You got to restore it to what it was. What they did was, the law says that if you tear down a mountain, you have to put the soil aside and you have to re-soil the area and replant it and make it like what it was. Well, what they did was they corrupted public officials in West Virginia and the federal government to allow them to instead of putting soil down, to put what they call a quote-unquote soil equivalent. And then they characterized the government, a soil equivalent, as rock. So if you go to these sites that have supposedly been reclaimed, reseeded, it's just big piles of stone. It's like a moonscape. And it's a joke. And so that's one of the things that they could do, just one of the little things. But really, they should say, we're not going to allow this kind of mining anymore. If you want to get coal, you got to go into tunnels and dig for it. I had a discussion with my father back in 1968. I was 14 years old, and he was fighting strip mining in Appalachia. And he said to me, they're not just destroying the environment, they're destroying the economy. This is true. West Virginia is the poorest state in our country, has the worst education system, the highest illiteracy rates, the highest infant mortality rates, worse health care, number one in obesity, number one in diabetes, the lowest in education costs, and on by every criteria which you judge. It's the richest country, it's the richest state in our country for the natural resource potential, and yet it's got the poorest people in our country. My father said, they're not just destroying the environment, they're permanently impoverishing these communities because there's no way that they can regenerate an economy from these barren moonscapes that are left behind. And he said to me, they're doing it so they can break the unions. And that's exactly what they did. When he told me that, there were about 114,000 unionized mine workers in West Virginia digging coal out of tunnels in the ground. Today, there are fewer than 11,000 miners left in the state. About half of them are unionized because the strip industry isn't. They're taking more coal out of West Virginia than they were in 1968. The only difference is back then, at least some of that money was being left in the state for, salaries and pensions, reinvestment in the community. Today, virtually all of it goes straight out up to Wall Street and the big banking houses like Morgan and Bank of America and to Massey Coal, Peabody Coal, and Orange Coal. 95% of the coal in West Virginia is owned by out-of-state interests, and they're liquidating the state for cash. And, it's criminal. They couldn't do it without corrupting the public officials. Nobody would allow this to happen.
Right.
And you couldn't do it in any other state. They had to go to the state that had just been beaten down by corporate plutocracy and corporate feudalism for 100 years, and where all the politicians have been corrupted, including Democrats like Rockefeller and Byrd, who have been family friends of ours forever. But I have to say this about them. They're endorsing and anointing criminal behavior, and they're destroying their state.
Yeah.
It's got to stop.
There's a lot of thinking around the country.
What?
I think there's a lot of thinking around the country that coal is still a very important part of our energy supply and an important part of our economy because it supports so many workers. But that may not be the case.
It doesn't support workers. There's 11,000 workers in the state of West Virginia. There's more people employed at Walmart in West Virginia than there are in the coal industry.
Yeah.
So that's just more baloney from the coal industry. But, you know, we have 130 years of natural gas in this country. We have solar. We have the best solar resource in the world. We have the best wind resource in the world. We have geothermal in almost every state. We got lots of energy in this country. We're rolling in it. Why are we releasing this poison? You know, and poisoning our culture, our children, destroying the brains with, 19 states. It's now unsafe to eat any freshwater fish in the state because of mercury from coal plants.
Right.
49 states, at least some of the fish are unsafe to eat because of mercury from coal plants. You know, this is a very, very costly industry to America.
Are you interested? Sure. Are you interested in seeing nuclear or?
Nuke is again hideously expensive. I'm on the board of first of all the biggest green tech venture capital firm in the country. It's called Management. One of our portfolio companies, I'm on the board of it too. It's called BrightSource. We just signed a contract with California for 2.3 gigawatts of power. Okay, from a solar thermal plant. We're building that plant at 3/5 the cost you could build a nuke plant. At about the same cost you could build a coal plant. Once we build it, it's bigger than any nuke plant in America or a coal plant. Once we build it, the energy's free forever. Once you build a coal plant, the big expenditures start. So if you want to see cheap, clean energy in this country quickly, that helps quality of life, that reinforces our values, we'll start investing in solar and wind. We got plenty of it.
Okay. Thank you so much.